Hey everyone, welcome back to Smokin' Made Easy. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make jerky here on the Traeger, and we're going to make it pretty simple, and it's going to just be normal jerky rub made by Traeger. Some pure apple juice and soy sauce, and of course some meat. Now today I have about 3 pounds, a little over 3 pounds of meat. Now for this recipe, the rub asks for, with 1 pound, you're going to use about 3 tablespoons of the jerky rub itself. Then you're going to use about a half a cup of soy sauce and 1 cup of apple juice. So, of course, I'm going to times that by 3 with the 3 pounds. Over here, I have either Ziploc bags or a tub. Typically, I would use a tub, which I'm probably going to use to let it marinate. And I'm going to go ahead and mix it around. And then, because of not having a lot of room in my fridge, probably gonna seal them up in Ziploc bags, put a little juice in each bag depending on that. Of course, gonna need something to measure everything with, and my personal best, I like to use some gloves. Stuff gets pretty messy. So, alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so before I get actually started on making the ingredients, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. I actually had the meat guy cut my jerky. You want to cut about pretty small, pretty thin slices. You can go ahead and tell them. Most butchers know if you tell them, hey, I'm making jerky, you're like, okay, here you go, here's a slab of meat that I want to give, and I want you guys to go ahead and cut into thin slices. Typically you want it about that thin. Alright, now another thing I want to point out is the browning that you see on the meat. Don't worry about it. Browning is typically only when meat's on top of each other. You go to take it off and it makes a brown mark. It's nothing to freak out about, it's perfectly normal. Alright, so the other thing is, I like them typically around this size here. A little bit smaller than the palm of my hand. I'm a pretty big guy, so go ahead, and my hand is actually pretty big, but you want to go ahead and make it to the size that you prefer. I like them pretty small for little snack sizes or whatever, and you get these smaller ones too. Another thing is, some of these actually do have a bit of fat on them, so they aren't going to really cook as well as others. I typically like the fat, some people don't. So if you don't want them, go ahead and just look at the pieces and cut off what you are. But just know, doing so, you're gonna get not that much weight. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started on that ingredients. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on making our ingredients. All right, so it says ask for about 3 tablespoons of this jerky rub for 1 pound of meat. I have about 3.2, so I'm probably going to jump that up times 3 and add a little bit more. So I'll probably go about 10 or so. That's 1, 2, and 10. Alright. So, now it asks for half a cup of soy sauce. So, Alright, so now I have about 1 3/4 cups worth. Alright, now it says here that we need 1 cup of apple juice for each pound. So I'm probably going to do about 3.5 cups. Might even go ahead and do 4. Don't know if this is actually going to make it pretty sweet or not. I hope it is. We'll change it up a little bit. Nothing wrong in changing things up. We'll go ahead and add a 4th one in there. So that's 4 cups. Alright. Now we're just gonna go ahead and whisk this up a little bit, make sure everything's blended nicely together. I'll get back to you guys right when I'm ready. Alright guys, now that that's all mixed up, go ahead and put these in here. Now what I like to do is I like to go ahead and put these 1 by 1. Okay, so 1 by 1 in there, making sure no meat is stuck together when doing this, because you want every single piece to get as much of the ingredients as possible. Alright, now that I have all the meat inside, I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna whisk this around a little bit. Make sure that every bit of it is getting the equal amount as much as possible. And man, I gotta tell you what, being over this, mixing it around, I could smell that apple juice. So, and I could just, oh, it's gonna be so good. I really hope it turns out as good as they say. Alright guys, so, like I said, you can go ahead and put it in a bowl. Like I have here, a bowl that has a lid. It's perfect. Now if you don't have a bowl with a lid, that's perfectly fine. As long as you have a bowl that you can put the ingredients, put the meat inside to get it all mixed together, that's perfect. If you have enough room in the fridge, you can go ahead and keep it in the bowl, and if you don't have a lid, you can use foil, plastic, whatever you can to cover it up and seal it. Alright guys, so it's been about 15 and a half hours and she's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the grill and get to cooking. Okay, so right before we go ahead and get started, I wanted to let you guys know I have my temperature gauge set at 180. It's fluctuating a little high, that's okay. It is kind of cold, so it's probably gonna jump down quite a bit. And I just want to let you guys know I'm using oak pellets. Now it says conveniently on the side that on the Traeger package for the Jerky Rub that it says use oak pellets. So like I said, I'm keeping it with exactly what it's saying just to try and see how it turns out. So alright, let's get this meat put on. Alright, so I went ahead and used up as much room as possible. Used the upper racks along all the way in the back, using as much space as possible. I still have some more, so after about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, when this is all going to be done, I'll go ahead and take it off, finish up the rest, and I'll come back and probably check it out about 2 to 3 hours just to see how they're doing. Alright, see you guys then. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours. Checking them out now. Doing pretty well. Still kind of soft, but they are definitely getting there. Probably another hour and a half, 2 hours, and they'll be all done. Alright guys, we're all done here, and 4 hours in, and I took them off. Let you guys take a look at them. Turned out pretty darn good. The smaller ones did get cooked a little bit, and they cook a lot faster. But overall, the bigger pieces did turn out pretty darn good. I got the rest of it on right now. Just gonna finish it up, but overall, this is all done, and that's all it takes. A couple hours, and you're good to go, and the jerk is good. Did taste pretty good. I would probably add a few more ingredients now testing it out, but overall you can just kind of tweak it the way you want, a little bit sweeter, a little bit hotter, and then just go from there and just have fun with it. That's all I do. Is I love this. I love cooking. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you guys have any suggestions on any improvements I can do with the videos, or with anything that you guys think I might need to cook, you know, any tips that you guys might need, feel free to comment, and I'll get right on it. Alright, thanks guys. Have a good one.